Get this recording. ¿Cómo están todos? How's everyone doing today? Okay, say how you're doing. Use the chat to say, estoy bien, estoy mal, estoy más o menos. Whatever you just want to say it out loud, you can't do it. Awesome. I'm giving some responses there. Appreciate it. My computer's having trouble. It's okay. I think that's okay. You're good, man. So just answer in the response. Estoy bien. Estoy bien. Estoy más o menos. Estoy mal. Cansado. Me too. I am tired. We start school next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks in my district. So I feel you, and I'm definitely not ready, but we got this. Igual, Henry, igual. Well, hopefully you've had a great break so far. I know you've had Spanish class, but here's the cool part about this live session. Because you're here at the live session today, you do not have to do the alternate assignment, which is a test. So, woo! That, to me, is probably the best thing, right? You just get to come here, do some conversation, and then not have to do a test later. So for Unit 6. So it's always great. All right, let's go ahead and move forward with this little presentation here. As always, you are welcome to communicate with me via email or Remind. I am happy to answer your questions, especially if you're behind on work. I want to be able to assist you because if you are behind, I just want to make sure that you track forward so you can pass the class with a decent grade. I'm also received text messages. If you just want to shoot me a text, I'm pretty quick to respond unless I'm away from my phone for some odd reason. So just be aware that you can text at IDLA SPA to 81010, and it'll just shoot me a message that you have added the application and that we're going to communicate via that direction. Welcome, ¿cómo estás, Mackenzie? Just reminding these folks that you can communicate with me via Remind. As well, since you have joined in on the fun today, you do not have to do the alternate assignment, which is a Unit 6 test. So I'm glad you're here. There is a link in the chat. I'll post it again, where all the notes that I'm going to cover are located. So there's that for you. Okay, so let's look at what's going on with today, what we have going for today. We have 3 goals. Goal 1 says, I can present information about myself, my interests, my activities, using a mixture of practice or memorized words, phrases, and simple sentences. And then to get you folks to participate for a moment, Henry, are you able to read goal 2 for me?
I can provide information about my home and community.
Sweet. And then Benjamin, let's see if your mic is working there. Goal 3?
I can describe what I do in each room of my house.
Sweet. That's so good. Awesome. So obviously we're working with Unit 5 vocabulary and some of Unit 6 vocabulary. So hopefully you had an opportunity to review. If not, that's okay. We're going to take some time today to review vocabulary and also focus in on how to communicate these things regarding our home, regarding what it looks like and the space that we're in. So that is the hope and goal for today. So let's get started off with a quick write first. It says there, I can present information as mentioned before in our first goal. So what we're going to do for the quick write, we're going to write 5. So if you have the PowerPoint up, what you're able to do is just copy the text, right? And then I'm going to go into my chat and I'm going to paste that in. But what I would love for you to do is we're going to write 5 complete sentences. You can see my example there below. A mí me gusta, and then we're going to enter in what we like to do in that space. So we have varied spaces here. We have a mí me gusta en la cocina. A mí me gusta en la sala de estar. A mí me gusta en el dormitorio. A mí me gusta en la ciudad. A mí me gusta en el campo. Try to vary it up with your vocabulary. With mine, I had clean here, but maybe you like to eat in the kitchen, or maybe you like to cook. So you're going to try to provide me those words in Spanish. You are totally fine to pull up your resources in the Unit 6 vocabulary. I'll also paste that in there for you folks into the chat so you can look that up, so you can complete those sentences. So go ahead and take now the opportunity to copy over that vocabulary. This is not the vocabulary, the text, and you should be in a good place. Let me know if you are able to copy it over or not. All right. And here's that vocab in that second link. So hopefully you folks are able to, let me double check, make sure you have anyone can view, but let's have you be editors. I apologize. So that is my bad. Can you now copy the text over if you refresh the PowerPoint? Oh, nice. Sweet, Henry, you got it. So now we're going to create complete sentences. So like for an example for me, you're good. A mí me gusta, for number 1, maybe me gusta comer en la cocina. And it's okay if it repeats, right? You can have others. Your thoughts are based off the vocabulary you have, so no biggie. Don't worry about the accents for right now. Just take an opportunity to jot down your thoughts, right? It's just a quick write. There is no grade against you in this class. So I just want to see what you produce. Cool. So I'm going to play some music for us. We'll take about the limit of the song.
La gente de mi sociedad que siempre anda positiva en la vida, luchando para progresar. Pero cuando llega la noche y la fiesta pierde el lugar, cuando mi gente pierde la cabeza, eso me gusta de verdad y de verdad. Cuando la gente se
Oh, music.
Corazón. Esa no fui yo, ese fue Petróleo, esa no fui yo. El monte y la timba subieron a pisar. Vaya como Juana la Cuba, tira los problemas para atrás. Esta noche amanecemos, amanecemos para cambiarnos. El primerito de semana, el primero yo no sé. Oye, nadie más lo sabe. Y yo no sé, y yo no sé. Aquí vamos, yo soy Cocho, la reina del combo. Con mi son la fiesta con combo. Conmigo Maite, y su trompeta, le pegues en el bajo y pues en la tecla. Colombia, ¿qué es lo que quiero? ¿Qué es lo que quiero? Cosa loca.
Coming down to the last few seconds here, folks. Yes, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. Okay, so thank you, Mackenzie. Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you, Henry, for putting in your hosts there. I do appreciate it. So let's see what we have here. Mackenzie, we haven't heard from you, so would you like to give us one of your favorite sentences that you wrote there? It can be any of them. Just unmute your mic and read it out loud.
A me gusta comer en la cocina.
Excelente! A mí me encanta. Encanta it means love. Gusta means like, but me encanta comer en la cocina. I like to cocinar and comer all the time, especially this summer. It's been hard to get outside because it's been smoky, so it's been a lot of indoor cooking instead of barbecuing this year. So, all right. Henry, could you tell me one of your sentences? Doesn't matter which one, just give it a go.
A mí me gusta mirar la televisión en la sala de estar.
A mí me gusta mirar la televisión en la sala de estar. Excelente. Me gusta mirar... me gusta mirar Why Women Kill en Paramount Plus. Y me gusta mirar Loki en Disney Plus. Okay, y Benjamin, or Benjamin, what do you prefer to go by there?
I'm fine with either.
All right. Hey, would you read me a sentence of yours?
A me gusta en la pasar tiempo con amigos y hablar por teléfono.
Ooh, nice. Where do you like to do those things? ¿Dónde?
Uh,
En la ciudad, en el campo, en tu dormitorio.
Hold on, I need my notes.
You're good, you're good.
El cuarto de familia.
Ah, excelente. Sí. Yeah, it's a great place to do that. Excelente. So just a quick follow-up. I'm going to ask you folks a couple questions. Notice here that this is what we like to do, but what if somebody else likes to do that activity in that space? So like Henry, your mom, ¿a ella le gusta cocinar en la cocina? ¿Sí o no? ¿A tu mamá le gusta cocinar en la cocina? ¿Sí o no? What do you think, Henry? Or maybe
I
you're
think so.
Just to make sure that you understood my statement, what did you understand from that question?
She likes to cook in the kitchen.
Ah, excelente. Does your mom like to cook in the kitchen? Yeah. And Mackenzie, a tu perro, woof woof, a tu perro le gusta dormir en el dormitorio? You might not have a woof woof perro, but you know, let's pretend.
My dog likes to sleep in the room.
Ajá, muy bien. Sí, excelente. Do you have a perro?
Yeah, he's actually right here underneath my bed, sleeping.
Ah, perfecto, perfecto. I love it. All right. And then Benjamin, I'm going to give you another little scenario here. To mamá le gusta escuchar música en la sala de estar. A tu mamá le gusta escuchar música en la sala de estar.
Sorry, I was trying to turn on my mic. C.
Excellent. Nice and perfect. I appreciate that. So see or no questions. Hopefully we had a comprehension there. Thank you so much for writing those sentences and activating your brain for that task. So let's go ahead and move on to our next thing. We're going to review some vocabulary. If you would do me a favor, go ahead and hop onto another tab. Don't leave this tab, obviously, but go ahead and hop on over to another tab and open up the website gimkit.com/live. Make sure you do that /live and then enter in the code. We'll be playing a quick little game of a review vocabulary. If you've never played Gimkit, it's earn the most money. You want to earn the most money to review your vocabulary before we get into that last few parts of our conversation today. It may ask you to use your login, so just be aware. Awesome, I see Mackenzie's on. I see Ben. Yo veo Ben, muy bien, veo Mackenzie. Henry, ¿dónde estás? Okay, we're going to start here in about 30 seconds. Empecemos en 30 segundos. Oh, lo siento, Henry. I know that was last time. That's okay. So if you can't hop onto it, don't worry too much about the review for this section. You can still try to join in if you can, but it might take a little bit. If you have a personal cellular device, you can also hop onto that cellular device. Maybe the bandwidth on one device is slower than the other. Who knows? But I will play in your honor. How does that sound, Henry? All right, we're gonna get started here. All right, so where's my Gimkit? Stop sharing this for a second. Share a different screen. Let's get some winner chicken dinners up here. Share application. Share. Está. El video. Presenta. Ice Mackenzie. Sorry, Mackenzie. Sorry, Ben. Invited. Dang, you guys! Híjole, wow. Mackenzie y Ben, salvajes. Oh, Mackenzie, wow. Sheesh. Qué bien. So claps, if you've never done clappinators, all you have to do is click. So here is your challenge. Get to the number 90. Número 90. I'm not going to give you the word in English. Up to 90. Oh! No! We passed the number 90. How about 200? 200. Oh no! It's all good. All good, all good. Hey, congratulations, Mackenzie. Great job, Ben. I appreciate you folks for working through that. Good stuff there. All right, so let's go ahead and get moving forward and back into our presentation there. Thank you so much for practicing that vocabulary. I know it's helpful to review the vocabulary, especially when it's, gosh, when there's so much of it, right? So that's one way I like to review vocab. If you like to review vocab, well, whoa. So, some things that we need to get working on today. So this will require just a little bit more thinking process here. We wanted to make sure that we are able to state, hey, my house is this way, and this is where it's located, right? So I can talk about my community, and I can talk about my house. So going back to our goals from previous section, from our previous slide. So, here we go. First off, in the comments, would you remind me what S and Está translate to? ¿Qué es? Es. ¿Qué es? Está. Yeah, of course. So we have the word es and está. What is es and what is está? Es. Es. Ben, you were so close. This is this, just delete this and you're in the right place. Excelente. Es and está, we know es so far. Beautiful. I love Mackenzie. Yeah, both of them translate to the word is, or it is, yeah. Now, what the heck do you do when you have two words that translate to the same thing? And they're used in different contexts. So I'm going to give you a little bit of tools today to help you conquer that. The first thing that you need to know with S, that is used with characteristics like she is beautiful, she is tall, or descriptions, right? Characteristics or descriptions. You're going to use S with characteristics and descriptions. Can I use the following phrase in the comments there? I'm going to type in a sentence. Would I use the word S with the sentence, he is bored? Is it a description of the person? Is it a characteristic of the person? Or is it a condition? What do we think? You're right, Ben. Exactly that. You can't. Now, what would be the appropriate way to say that is him? Like, he is a boring. How would I say that's a characteristic of him without giving you the answer in English? What would be our adjective to describe he there instead of bored? Él está aburrido. Él, that's the subject. In English, the word would be boring, right? So then, okay, so if our adjective is boring, that describes the person now. So we can use es. So, él es aburrido, which means he is boring. Now, I love that Mackenzie sent out that phrase, él está aburrido. That's going to describe, that's going to provide us a condition. I like to think of it as this, emotions, feelings, and location for está. Emotions, locations, and feeling, or elf. We're going to use elf with está, okay? So in this case, él está aburrido, he is bored. It's a feeling that he has, right? He's bored. What about she is sad? Would we use es or está? Nice. What do we think, Henry? Perfecto. Está, right? Because it's is it an emotion? Is it a location? Or is it feeling? What do we think? Feeling, emotion. Yeah. Emotion is sad. It's an emotion, but feeling, right, would be like bored or annoyed. Nice, rock on. All right, let me give you a few more examples in English, and then we'll move into some Spanish examples to kind of get our heads wrapped around it. How about Ricardo is not handsome? Es or está? Ricardo is not handsome. Es or está? Awesome. And what reason? Is it a characteristic? Is it a description? What do we think? Ricardo is not handsome. Characteristics, think about intrinsically, it's what's inside, and then descriptions is outer. Yeah. Oh, no worries, Benjamin. So again, description is external. It's what you can see on the outside, and then characteristics, think about like he's an honest person, or she is an intelligent person, right? Those are all intrinsic. You can't necessarily see them, so they're characteristics of a person, and descriptions are outer. And that'll be the helpful kind of clue for you there. All right, let me give you one more English sample, and I'm going to make it a little bit of a curveball, see if you can figure this one out. The house is in Boise. Is it es or está? Ooh. Ben, you were quick on that one. The house is in Boise. All right. Hey, Ben, would you mind unmuting yourself and kind of explaining your logic?
You said está is for emotion, location, or feeling, and Boise is location.
Excelente. I love that. Beautiful. If I had you guys in person, I'd be giving you candy, but I don't. All right, here we go. So do we feel comfortable? If you feel comfortable with es versus está, can you give me a little thumbs up in the chat? Or thumbs down in the chat if you still like, I'm not sure. How do we feel? Or I don't know if there's a midway. Do an emoji of choice to describe how you feel about es versus está. Okay, sweet. Just kind of getting some feelers out. Sweet. I can't do an emoji. How do you feel about it, Henry? You can express not so much, and that's okay if it's not so much because we're in a space to learn, right? So if you don't comprehend it, we just have more learning to do. It's totally fine. I'm assuming that's a thumbs up. Oh, okay, cool. I love it. All right, cool. So let's, we're just gonna move into the last little bit here. I wanna make sure that you folks are comfortable with verb conjugations, the changes of the verb. This is something that I've noticed students struggling with. What does ser, estar, tener, what do they mean, or how do we differentiate them? Well, we figured out how to differentiate between ser and estar. That's good to go. I feel like we're comfortable with that. Tener is just to have. So we're gonna have some differences here, right, in the way the verb is. Notice that when I say I have, I'm gonna use the word tengo. And then when I say you have, depending on who my you is, like formal or informal, the word will change. Okay, it's like in English we use he sees, but then when I say, when I change up the subject, it's I see. So that's what's happening here, is that change, that conjugation change. So just be aware of that as we read our story, okay? And this will be our last activity. I'm going to ask us to read this out loud. And we'll take sentences. We're going to do what's called a quick volleyball translation, and we'll do some drawing on this Jamboard. So before we do the reading out loud, can I have you folks open up the Jamboard that I shared with you in the link on that presentation? Draw on the Jamboard. And then hopefully you are able to open that link up. Good to go, you three? Not so much. If you can draw something on there, let's see, will you just draw a little heart on the Jamboard and make sure that you can, that's my heart, it's beautiful. So make sure that you have access to it real fast. Dang, that's a good heart. Un corazón bonito. Okay. Not a worry. Okay. Let's see here. I'm good on it. Okay. Okay, sweet, beautiful. Let's go ahead and get started here then. Now that I know that you can have access to the Jamboard, what our activity is going to be within this last little bit of class today is taking the opportunity to read through the story, and then we are going to draw. We're going to do our best to draw or insert pictures of the story onto the Jamboard because, well, obviously, I am not an artiste, so if I'm not an artiste, then you probably, if you are, then good for you. But you are welcome to do what's called a Google image search and then look up images that would describe our story today, okay? So here we go. I'm going to take the opportunity to read this first sentence out loud, and then we'll have you folks read as well afterwards. It says, yo tengo una casa vieja y amplia en el campo. En mi casa hay una sala de familia. Okay. I have a small and spacious house in the country. In my home, there is a living room or a family room. En la sala de estar hay un sofá, una mesa, dos sillas, dos lámparas y un televisor. Henry, would you do me a favor and go ahead and take an opportunity to read the next two sentences?
Hay un cuadro en la pared en la sala de estar. Miramos la televisión.
Hablamos y pasamos tiempo
Hablamos
con.
y pasamos tiempo con amigos.
Excelente. Okay. So just to double check, there is a cuadro en la pared. Cuadro. I don't know if you can see my mouse on the screen there, but cuadro en la pared. Pared is wall. What do we think cuadro might be? It's something that goes on your wall. Quad. What has 4 sides? What do you think, Henry? What do you think cuadro might be?
A picture.
Picture. Beautiful. I love it. Nice, nice. Okay, let's go ahead and do the last little bit of reading. It looks like Ben has exited, so that's okay. Mackenzie, would you read the next 2 sentences?
Oh wait, sorry, one sec. I lost my spot.
No worries. You're
There
good.
it
I
is.
got you. It's right. And mi casa.
Wait, what?
After amigos. After the word
Oh, found it.
amigos oh, cool. Nice.
En mi casa hay un comedor con una mesa y 6 sillas. En la cocina mi mamá prepara la comida.
Excelente. Muy bien, muy bien. All right. And then, so that, are we still in the same room as the last one? We were in what room? What was the last room we were in? Was it
The
Sala de
living-
Familia?
Oh.
Muy bien. And now what room are we in?
The kitchen?
In el comedor. Comedor is a little bit different from kitchen.
Oh, I'm sorry. The dining room.
Dining room, yeah, I know. That's so formal. I don't even have a dining room. We just, it's open concept, right? So, comedor is dining room and kitchen is cocina. So all is well. All right, let me finish up this last little bit here. Yo limpio la cocina. Hay 2 baños y 3 dormitorios. En mi dormitorio hay una cama, un armario, una alfombra y una papelera. Hay un escritorio y un estante de libros. Me gusta mucho la casa de mi familia. So, I cleaned the kitchen. There are 2 bathrooms and 3 rooms, or bedrooms. In my bedroom, there is a bed, a closet, carpet, and a waste receptacle. There is a desk and there is a bookshelf. I like the home of my family a lot. So here's what I would love for you to do. Go ahead and choose one of the rooms that you read in the text and draw it on our Jamboard. I'm gonna go do another frame there. We'll have 3 frames. Mackenzie, if you'll take frame 2, and then Henry, if you'll take frame 3. And then go ahead and take an opportunity to draw your Jamboard. I'll give us about, you don't have to be super detailed. Remember, you can also look up pictures of what you read there. Pick a room and use images to either draw your images or pick images to design it, if you will. Awesome. And hopefully you were able to design on your Jamboard without? Yes, you can. Awesome. I love that. Doing well. So do your thing. Again, we'll take about 4 minutes, and then we'll get an opportunity to show off your best. About 30 seconds. Okay, wow, we have some pretty awesome images. Unos dibujos de Picasso, excelente. Okay, so we're gonna use these question frames to end our day. Ooh. So we'll go to each person, we'll ask some questions. Tu cuarto es, we'll use that question frame there to see and wonder which room each person had. So beautiful. Let's go ahead and start with our second slide. Was that you, Mackenzie? Slide dos. All right, perfecto. So, Henry, since you're the only other person here, you're going to ask the question as to which room it might be. There's a few options. There's comedor, dormitorio, sala de estar, cocina. So ask her the great question. What do you think her room is? And again, she's on slide 2 of 3. We'll go ahead and verbalize it.
The dining room.
O en español, tu cuarto es.
Comedor.
Can you say? Can you ask the full question?
like saying what the room is?
In Spanish. So you'll use the question frame that I provided in the space there.
Tu cuatro es comedor?
Y Mackenzie, ¿tu cuarto es el comedor?
Sí, mi cuarto es el comedor.
Excelente. Muy bien. I love that. Okay. And then, Mackenzie, go ahead and take the opportunity now to ask the similar question on slide 303 to Henry.
¿Tu cuarto es el comedor?
Muy bien.
Sí.
Excelente. I think we all chose el comedor. It's just one of those common ones. On my slide, on one, somebody asked me. I want to get a chance to answer. Ooh, nobody wants to ask. That's okay. All is well. We're at the end of the hour anyways, and I want to make sure I honor your time. So, mi cuarto es el comedor. Gotta get a little bit bougie there and fancy. Oh, you're good. I just asked if somebody would wanted to ask me the question as to what my room is. But we're good because we're running out of time. So those were the things that I had for you folks today. I will give you full credit for participation today, which I appreciate it. Remember, you do not have to do the test. That is for the other students who did not show up today. So I just want to make you aware of that. Are there any questions you might have? I'm going to stop recording now, so you're not going to be underneath that.